Hi folks, I'm Steve Judd, I'm an astrologer, and this is my astrological forecast for the planet Earth for November 2010. After the madness of June, July and August 2010, the last 2 or 3 months have been relatively calm and low-key, at least as far as individual and personal development goes. And November shows no sign of changing this, but underlying in the background, we're heading into another Mercury retrograde in December. Jupiter is standing still in November. Neptune is beginning to move forward in November. Pluto is beginning to accelerate in November. Uranus is standing still in early December. There's a lot of change. And it's happening underneath. It's the wiring underneath the boards. You're not going to see change at the day-by-day level in your personal lives in November. But the more we get into the end of the month, the more we're going to see an increasing frustration, probably after the midterm American elections, of feelings of being held back and limited and restricted. And the more we get into early December, the more we head into a flashpoint time. So individually, the best thing I think we can do is be aware that as you get into early December, a number of people are really going to get some pretty serious buttons pushed, particularly in the second week of December. And this is going to manifest globally as well. So individually, the best thing we can do is not let buttons get pushed as we get into the end of November. I would encourage... see, what I'm not seeing in November is trouble, but in early December, I'm seeing like a pimple on top of the boil, suddenly rising up in an explosive way. This is Mercury, Mars and Pluto all coming together with the North Node in Capricorn. And there's something big and explosive here. Try not to let it into your own lives. But globally, I think the situation in the Middle East is actually looking quite risky for early December. So wherever you see rhetoric building up in the last week of November, that's where the flashpoint's going to be. Whether it be Korea, Zimbabwe, the Middle East or whatever. It is an increasingly frustrating month. And it is a month where as individuals we're going to have to learn about self-discipline, but where as a collective, through working together, web, Skype, all types of communal interfacing, we can actually disempower the larger, more corporate and governmental structures which are seeking to impose that element of control on our lives. I'm not advocating revolution, or rather I am advocating re-evolution and self-development. That way we can stop World War III. Okay, I'm being hypothetical here, but for November 2010, it's an increasing time of irritation and frustration, I'm afraid, as we get to the end of the month. And that is why individual self-discipline is going to be the key to the upcoming planetary crises that I see as evolving initially in the second week of December and then big time over end January to early March. And the British coalition, if it's still there by March of next year, then I'll be a bit more confident. As far as the planet goes over November 2011, have a patient month. Hope you've enjoyed listening. You can find me at birthdaymatcher.com, best birthday matching site in the world. You can find me on my own website at stevejudd.com. That's where I do all my astrological services from, as well as blogging every so often. And you can find me, if you Google the caustic astrologer, you will come up with rebellious, radical, hardcore, 21st century, both conventional and cultural and unconventional astrology, mixed with some absolutely wicked beats on glastonburyradio.com. Irregular broadcasts live, on average 2 or 3 times a month. Google the caustic astrologer. Enjoy.